Well, I tell you, they just let St. Thomas have too many tries at it inside the 50-yard line. That's all it amounted to.
Yeah. It doesn't take but one. When you've got the speed that they've got, it doesn't take but one man, and foul. That's 6 points.
Here's the guy we've heard so much about, Greg Cox. He's missed only 1 point after try this year. Has been good on all his field goal tries.
Looks like he kicked it over into Orange County.
27-7. The Raiders are on the board, and their fans certainly have not left. They believe in this team. Independence Bowl game follows our broadcast tonight. You stay right here for all the best football action on TV 43. Then the Holiday Bowls, December 23rd. The Aloha Bowl, December 26th. And proud to say the Senior Bowl has been contracted by WMOD, January 14th. This is the first tonight. I don't know if you know you're making history tonight, John. WMOD TV 43 is the first station in Florida that's broadcast 2 high school football games back to back.
That's great. We got Winter Park and
Miami Southridge prior to us.
Great.
And then, of course, this game. And next week, I hope to do about the same, as we'll be carrying the 4A game live and tape delaying the 3A.
Well, I'm glad we haven't got to play Winter Park again.
That is a real good team. Enjoyed that Merritt Island Winter Park game last week. That was a good spectator game.
It sure was. I enjoyed watching it on WMOD.
Well, Williams won't get a chance to run this one back. Yeah, Merritt Island can be very proud. They really came back in that game.
Did a super job.
Terriers will start off on their own 20-yard line now, leading 27-7. First team that scored on the Terriers in playoff action in 5 tries. Homestead was shut out last year 29-0, and Kissimmee Osceola 33-0. Of course, this year they've shut out Fort Pierce Westwood 29-0 and Bradenton Southeast 36-0. To go with the right side, Daryl Gaiman just kept stretching it out. He's got about a 15-yard gainer as he moves up to the 35, and probably could have had more if he could have kept his feet.
Those new cleats they got out there, they're pretty slick. There he goes. Big hole, big hole. That offensive line is doing the job.
They're looking great. 2:18 left to go in the third quarter. 27-7. Aquinas on the board with a long pass play. Going
Here
left. Cador. Nice move.
Ooh, got an official too.
Good little dance step.
Right.
Gave him about 3 extra yards. Yeah, the official took a pounding there.
Yeah. I was going to say the official made a good move there right at the end. Here he goes.
Watch this. Coming around the left side, looks at the little dance step.
Cuts back inside. There you go.
See if we can see. Oh, the official, we don't get to see it.
Wow.
2:03 left to go in the third quarter. 11-yard gainer, 2 big gainers for the Terriers.
Another young man you don't hear very much about is the number 77 playing that right tackle out there, Chris Humphreys. Chris has been steady all season. He's just done a fantastic job for us.
First and 10 Terriers at the 44. Right side, Gaiman.
That was right over Chris.
And he must have moved his man enough, because that'll be about a 2 or 3 yard gainer.
Gaiman, the ball
Give it 3,
carrier.
second down and 7.
A gain of 3. It's second down, 7.
48-yard line, maybe the 47 is where they'll place the ball.
On the tackle.
A 20-point lead for the defending state 3A champion Terriers. In their wishbone. Keeping, cutting it back in. They've got the wishbone defense perfectly that time.
Yep.
Mitchell didn't have anybody to pitch to. Cut it up, and a man was waiting for him.
Mitchell, the ball
Well, he
carrier.
still gained some, didn't he, John?
He picked up about 3 even then. Sure
Third
did.
down, 5.
He's quick in there. When he sees that there's nobody there in front of him, he cuts inside, and then he'll try to pitch again, but they close the hole up pretty fast there.
Well, that's a sure sign the offensive line is blowing the defense out, because he just ran down the line and gained 3 yards.
Yeah, they're moving them back.
Just about the midfield stripe. Wayne Williams had a touchdown called back earlier.
He got a first down.
Probably did.
Seems like that St. Thomas Aquinas there, that their defense is playing a waiting game. Like they're waiting, saying, come on to me, and then I'll get you. And if they do that, Titus will get 3 yards, 4 yards every play.
A measurement. Timeout.
Officials timeout. They're going to measure again. Titusville has had a lot of measurements tonight. It looks like they're looking for those sticks and falling right at them.
I'm sure the ball players appreciate that. They get to take a breather.
Get a little breather. Good temperature tonight. Reminder, the WMOD will carry live the 4A state championship game next Friday, December 16th. The game begins at 7 p.m., not the usual 8 o'clock game. It starts at 7 o'clock. And if at all possible, we're also going to bring you on a tape delay basis the 3A game. You know, if anybody could, it'd be TV 43. Now they're going for it again. It failed last time. Just about the same area. They need 3 more inches to get a first down. But Mitchell keeps himself this time.
No, but I bet you they go straight ahead over the right guard or left guard. Yep, there they go.
Left side. Gaiman may have the first down, but that's, like I said, not much more. 45-yard line. Just kept going to the outside to where he finally saw enough room.
And he finally found a little opening out there over the tackle. We were worried about these guys being real quick, but it looks like our offense is definitely out quick in their defense.
William Peppers in the ball game now at the fullback spot. Gaiman comes out. Saw Peppers run oh so well last week against Bradenton Southeast.
Sure did.
First down and 10, 44-yard line. Mitchell in trouble, does not pitch, which was wise. He may get 1 or 2.
That's the third quarter.
Yep, third quarter comes to an end. Our score, Titusville 27 and Thomas Aquinas 7. Along with John Carter as we start off the fourth quarter of action. Titusville cranks it right out. Daryl Gaiman. It's good yardage on a first down play. Third down. He says third over there. Okay, I guess so. That's right. They did run one more. Third down and about 2 now for the first.
Yeah, I'll look for us to come this side again. We seem to have had quite a bit of success over here, running over Chester.
Tom Aubin, number 12, got the defensive stop last play. I formation, 1 man to the right. Flag down as Mitchell goes back to pass. He's under a big rush, but he gets away from it, steps up, and has the first down. He's still running. Nicely done. Let's see what the flag's all about. Got 2 flags down, as a matter of fact. Anthony Mitchell.
The last flag wasn't a clip. He's going to call a clip, but it wasn't a clip.
Receiver may have started off a little early. I was looking where that other flag is. Apparently it's against Titusville. They're
Both
backing
them,
up.
yeah.
Yep.
He called it a clip because the man was behind him. You'll see that over on the left side. But the man turned around just as he hit him. You'll watch. It was right there. That was.
I'll buy that.
The guy turned, and when he turned back to him, it's not a clip. From where he was standing, I'm sure it looked like it.
Palatka 18, Dade City Pasco 6.
Well, Mitchell gets
right there
all the way up to about the 22-yard line, but it's all for nothing. His receivers were covered. That was a definite passing play. We just heard a third quarter score of Palatka leading Pasco County 18-6, and of course, hometown fans here at Titusville love it because they figure that 3A state championship game might be right here at Dre Stadium.
Right. We'll be right back here next week if everything goes right.
Flipping Terriers is third down 9.
Third down and 9 now with the clipping penalty. See if they pass.
I imagine they will.
Certainly at least a rollout anyway. I formation. Nope. Nothing fancy. Over the right side, Gaiman. 2-yard gainer, fourth down, and we'll say 7 for the first.
4th and 7.
We'll get Williams a punt now.
On the tackle.
I've never seen us do a fake punt, so I think this is pretty.
It's a pretty safe bet.
Pretty safe bet. We'll punt now.
Old Glory is limp on the flagpole, so wind is making no difference. St. Thomas only has one man back. They're going for the kicker. There's a low snap, but handles it well and gets a good bounce. Taking it to 10. He's got nowhere to go. Fancy little move. Look at here. Keith Evans, but still can do nothing but run lateral. Got a flag down.
Yeah, there was a clip there on the... Matter of fact, they clipped my son. Clipped Andy.
Better stop that right now, huh?
Yeah. Mom will be down there.
And we'll see some fur fly, huh?
Right.
10 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the ball game. And that's really going to march St. Thomas Aquinas all the way back. Here we see it one more time. Look at this. He's not sure where to go. Keith, go that way.
There was a clip right there.
Yeah, again, he tried to plant his foot and couldn't. 4-yard line is where they decide it ought to be set. 1st and 10. And one of these teams has about 10 minutes left.
I think you'll see our defense kind of tighten up a little bit now. I think they've been talked to.
2 men wide to the right. Let's see if they pass out of their end zone. Look at that. One of the Titusville Terriers is in the backfield waiting for the handoff.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get around to make the tackle.
That was Kevin Probst.
Probst again in there.
Yeah, he was in there.
2nd down and 8 coming up. Well, WMOD scored a television first by carrying a high school doubleheader tonight. Both 4A and 3A semifinals. And with the Independence Bowl, it makes it a triple header right here on TV 43 WMOD. You got to witness history tonight as 43 carry 2 high school football games back to back. Nine minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the ball game. 27-7, Titusville. Cashman at his own 1-yard line. Fires out there. Nicely completed to number 83, Homer Hill. Hill gives him a lot of running room now as he moves up to about the 14 or 15-yard line.
They got a good placement on that, too.
Cashman pass, complete to Hill, and a 1st down.
Yeah, it is 1st down.
1st and 10 Raiders.
All the way to the 16 and a yard to spare.
Eyes on the tackle.
They're going to have to throw.
Ives gets credit for the tackle for the Terriers. Yeah, you can bet they'll be stretching this game out now. 9 minutes left to go. They'll be passing all the time.
Yeah,
that's batted away.
There's Probst again.
Probst, what a defensive game he's had. You were commenting at halftime, John, that in order for St. Thomas to get their offense going, they'd have to keep big number 72 out of there, and they haven't been able to.
That's right. Here he comes. Watch him. Right up the middle. See, he's got a double team on him or a triple team. He still gets there and blocks the ball.
He is strong.
He's quick. Playing an outstanding game.
Someone has a big flag I see down there in the end zone cheering on Titusville. Have to see if we can't get that on camera. Cashman back to pass, has a man out here under double coverage, but that doesn't bother him. Ball knocked away by Pat Sullivan. Sullivan had a big surprise as Irwin came over his back.
Sure did. I think the biggest surprise was that he didn't catch it.
They've got coverage in front and in back of the receivers. Coaches have done an excellent job.
They usually talk about the sun shining on the ball team and whatever, but the moon shining on us tonight right over the scoreboard there.
Yeah, let's see. Who can get that? Anybody can get the moon or that big flag that someone made down there by the scoreboard? What do you think, guys, in the truck? You got a cameraman that can get that for us? Well, we got a flag now. This play won't start yet. It's against Titusville. Must be an encroachment, huh? I didn't see what he did, but can't imagine what else with that line.
Yeah.
Someone got a helmet over the imaginary line.
Right, broke the plane.
3rd down, 5.
3rd down and 5. That makes for a nice little play instead of 3rd and 10. Warnicke, he's still upset.
Coach stays upset. He really does. He's a fantastic guy, though. He does a whale of a job.
Very patient with everybody.
He really does. Fantastic guy.
He's got some time this time. And is almost picked off again.
Strozier, Jake Strozier was there.
Knocked down by Jake Strozier, intended for Homer Hill. 4th down and 5. You see that Titusville fan, all the fans all decked out in blue.
There's a replay.
Well, Powell almost got at him again.
Right. And Jake just got up and took it away.
They're going to give the ball up with 8:57 to go. Bit of a surprise. Titusville is going to get good field position. Anthony Mitchell.
I noticed something before the ball game. I know we can't see it here probably, but I was noticing watching their center snap the ball. And I'll tell you in just a second. Go ahead.
All right. 27-7, Titusville. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action right after this. Formation, strong side right, and that's where Wayne Williams is going. Had to wait for the pitch a little bit, but nevertheless got good yardage on it.
I picked up about 5. I was going to say that I noticed that the St. Thomas Aquinas center, just before he always snaps the ball on the punts and whatever, he drops his backside and lifts it up. And he gives you a clue as to when he's going to move. And actually, you can get the jump on the snap. We've been doing that all night, to jump on the on that punt.
Did you mention that to the coaching staff?
Right, I kind of passed it along.
Good man, John. Wishbone, of course, at the 39-yard line. Cador, the ball carrier.
Oh, look at there.
That's the case where he just got as low as he could and just kept up in those legs.
Good job.
First down, 31-yard line. The Raiders can't stop the Terriers. Simple as that. Here's
Mike's
Cador.
a senior. He's done a real good job. There he goes. He just kept going, got low, and just kept going.
I understand these broadcasts are one of their favorite things. They like to see themselves on TV.
Right.
The next day.
They will be all sitting around tomorrow watching them. My son's no different. He'll be right there.
I don't blame them. They can be proud. And he snaps to Mitchell.
Anthony just threw it away.
Yep. Second down and 10 coming up. That was a smart thing to do. I'm not sure there was a screen there to be had.
Finest little quarterback in this area, Anthony Mitchell. He's just tops.
He's sure smart out there. Great timing. Something you can't teach.
Yeah, a lot of natural talent, but then he's smart to go with that, so it's can't beat him.
Well, it took something for him to take over the quarterbacking duties last year for the senior quarterback, Fletcher, when he injured his thumb and just never really gave it up.
Right. Oop, fumble.
No, it didn't.
No, he
Pitched his last second to Wayne Williams.
sure did.
And Williams runs the ball out of bounds on the short side of the field after gaining, we'll say, 5.
Fooled me. I thought he handed off to
Gaming up the middle.
Gaiman up the middle. Yeah, I pulled it out and pitched it. There he goes. Nope.
That's
Good
the way the
job.
wishbone's supposed to work. Third down and 5 coming up.
Way the option's supposed to look, right there.
Only 26 yards away now. We've got what it takes, I believe. 7.5 minutes. Titusville Terriers, 7.5 minutes away from their second trip to the state finals. Nowhere to go, nobody to pitch to. Mitchell just falls forward.
Yeah. They kind of stopped that one up.
Gonna go for 3. Fourth down and 3 for the first down. The ball placed at the 23-yard line.
No, I don't think we'll go for 3. I think we'll go for 6.
Might as well. Or at least 3 yards, huh?
Right.
Mills on the tackle for Aquinas.
Gonna put Cador outside.
That's not going to delay a game here now. So we got equipment repair. Officials timeout.
Yeah, Anthony's shoulder pads came unsnapped back there.
Fourth down and 3. Terriers going for it. There you see one of the men getting all the action.
Gonna throw a pass.
He's going to throw.
He's gonna run.
Forced out of the pocket. He's going to have trouble getting 3.
run.
Look at this. Oh. Now they're having fun.
Yeah. He's quick. He's really cool when he's got back here to pass.
Pulled down by Rick Van Dekovic.
Picked up his first down.
Watch this. You're not going to believe it. Nope. I'll roll left. I'll get away from this guy, and then
Oops,
these
come
2.
back.
I don't need them. First and 10, Terriers leading 27-7. Mitchell pitches left.
Oh, here
Halfback
goes the-
pass again. Williams almost intercepted this time. Throwing for Cador. Knocked down by number 22, Keith Evans. Defended
Yep.
well.
Looked real good. I think they saw it coming.
Williams fired that ball pretty strong. Not much arch at all.
They've been working on those, like I said, all week. That's a fairly new play, but they've been working on it all week and trying to keep it in front so it doesn't get intercepted like that. Going to the sidelines.
6:11, clock stops with the incompleted pass. 2nd down and 10 from the 19-yard line.
Oh, there's that crossbuck.
Cador on the crossbuck. But he'll pick up 4 on it. Six minutes away from the state championship game with the Terriers. Even if they win this, you kind of get the feeling the defense may feel kind of bad because they allowed some points on the board.
Yeah.
First time they've been scored on since the astronaut game. Third down at 7. Mitchell coming right. Gives to first man through. Gaiman right. 5.5 minutes.
Right straight over his right tackle.
Gaiman, the ball carrier.
Up over Chris.
3 is 4th and 5.
Well, they say he still needs 5 more yards. 4th down and 5. Again, a 4th down situation. Greg Crosley brings the play in from the bench. And Mitchell wants timeout. Wernicke, besides head coach, is he also the offensive coordinator, or does he have an offensive coordinator?
Yes, he is the offensive coordinator.
All right. Well, we're going to take a timeout ourselves with 5:03 left to go in the ball game. The score, Titusville Terriers 27 and Thomas Aquinas 7. Let's take this timeout. 5 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the ball game, and there's Al Wernicke, the head coach of the Titusville Terriers, out there saying what we're going to do with a 4th and 5 situation.
See Chris Humphreys there, number 77. He's the tackle they've been running over.
One of the lovely Titusville cheerleaders getting the crowd excited here for this 4th down. About the 19-yard line. What the heck? Go for 6. Men split wide left and right. And they are going for 6. Over the middle. If he doesn't have the touchdown, he's down to the 1-yard line.
He's close.
Had his choice of receivers, matter of fact.
Sure did.
Pat Sullivan was open and got the ball. Daryl Gaiman coming out of the backfield was just about as open.
Right. They like to throw to Pat. Pat's got some soft hands. He just cradles that ball in.
Had a touchdown pass earlier in the night. This one's right in there perfectly. Can't quite stretch that extra yard, but still. 1st and 10, or first and 1 rather.
1 yard to go, right.
Mitchell slowly comes up to the line.
Right side or left?
I think they'll go right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. There he goes, up over the top. He's
Wayne Williams follows the block of everybody.
Yeah.
There's more blue jerseys in there than I think is legal. 4.5 minutes, and the Titusville fans are loving it.
Yeah, he just scored over Chris Humphrey again.
We got this on the side.
Right up over number 77 there.
Nicely done, Chris. Well, Sullivan will be trying to point after touchdown try. Could make it 34-7. Mazakowski, the holder. Snap is low. Mazakowski goes for the ball, but that'll put an end to that. Here's something we can work on this week coming up.
Yeah, we've been using different people to snap the punt. Andy doesn't snap on the punt.
Good.
That was number 73 there. The snaps for the punts. Dave Chester.
Dave can't do everything.
He didn't mean to.
Yeah, I'm sure. We'd like to thank Bob O'Connell of Taylor Rental and Sales in Merritt Island for installing a lovely scaffolding that our camera crew is using tonight. Taylor Rental, from baby cribs to cement mixers and audio video equipment. Things to rent for every event. That's Taylor Rental and Sales in Merritt Island. Thank you, Bob O'Connell.
I was talking about Dave Chester. Dave is being looked at, I guess, by dozens of scouts. And Dave's a fantastic guy. Can't say enough nice things about him. He's got a grade point average about 3.4. 6'3", 235 pounds.
He can ride his own ticket.
Fantastic credentials.
No wind. Just a beautiful night for football. Just cool enough to make it comfortable. Put on a jacket. And Titusville is really having fun. Low kick. Squibb taking it about to 25 by number 44, Greg Kemp. And
wow,
Kemp is belted down by Dexter Woods.
Wow. Dexter really lowered the boom. Ooh, there he is.
It looked just as hard the second time.
It sure did. I think you're going to see some of the JVs now.
4:14 to go. First and 10. 33-7.
Nobody wants to be second string, I guess, so I guess we can say this is our extended first string.
I'll buy that. In fact, I'll even write that one down. Cashman doesn't drop back much at all. Just takes a look over the middle and is almost intercepted again. Now, keep in mind, this kid has been intercepted only 4 times all year long, and yet tonight, Titusville has just blanketed his receivers.
That's Keith Anulus there, number 22. Almost at it.
Second down and 10 from the 34-yard line.
Keith will be back next year, too. He's a junior.
33-7. I wouldn't have predicted that score. Titusville is looking awesome. Oh, right through the hands of one Titusville man, but
Peppers.
picked up, yeah, right through Pepper's hands and caught by Mike Irvin. Very impressed with him, both the routes he runs, Irvin, and also the concentration. He caught one off of a tip drill a minute ago, and this time it goes through a Terrier hands, and he still has the concentration on the ball. Runs it down and in. It's a little slant, really.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go once he caught the ball.
Right. It didn't look like he wanted it too bad.
First and 10. Raiders. Back to pass. It's high. And I thought it'd be overthrown, but nevertheless it's caught by the receiver. Nice route. For 83, Homer Hill pulls it in.
Hector Garcia.
Yeah, Ives makes the tackle.
Was it Ives?
Yeah. Ives got turned around on that one, and the receiver took advantage of it. First and 10, St. Thomas Aquinas. Everybody wide left and right. They're throwing on every down now. Big rush. Oh, look at that timing. Little swing pass, sort of a safety valve. Walker Watkins.
Wow.
But nevertheless, he was belted.
He got that defender got there just about the time the ball did.
Yeah, I think that was Peppers. Now watch this. If if your man out of the backfield is a safety valve, you're just going back and you're telling the quarterback, don't ever float that ball out there. You're going to use me for a safety valve. You better burn it into me.
Right. That hurts.
Second and 10, the 24-yard line. Cashman would sure like to get some points on the board. They scored 7. Well, the last 2 teams to face Titusville have not. That one, Pat Sullivan was looking at 6 points.
He sure was.
Stepped right in front of the receiver, saw it coming all the way, but couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, a little too anxious. There we go.
Cashman doesn't even see him.
He won't want to see that one on TV. Pat's dad's in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, his mom's still here, though. She's here at the ball game tonight, rooting for Pat. His dad came and took vacation this year for the first 5 games.
Well, I hope they have a video recorder to tape this so Dad can watch it when he comes home. Man in the end zone is open, but overthrown. That's about as much effort as you can to catch a ball.
Right.
Number 22, Keith Evans, trying to get to it.
That's some speed.
Evans was behind the defenders by a couple of yards. 33-7, 2:53 left to go
Looks like it's 4th and 10.
in the ball game. Keep in mind again, if Palatka beats Pasco County, and they were leading the last time we heard, then Titusville will be hosting Palatka next Friday night.
Probst is coming off and Daniels is coming off.
Fourth down and 10 coming up. Guest commentator tonight's been John Carter. And John, you've done an excellent job.
Well, thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Glad to hear it. Make sure you're here next week.
I'll be here.
Okay, so we have to throw you in again.
The only thing is, see, I can't get quite as excited as I watch it this way.
Yeah, I've noticed you've had to restrain yourself.
Right.
I appreciate it. Rest of the crew tonight on cameras: Russell Rose, Ray Steers, Bill Chase, and Bill Howard. You guys did an excellent job again. Stage manager is Dave Russ. Rick Young is the video engineer. Ron White, videotape, replays, graphics done by Carl Miller. Audio is Mike Rubin. And the director who holds the whole thing together, Bill Levine. Coordinating producer is Russ Rose. Fourth down and 10. They're going forward, of course. Want to get something on the board. They're 24 yards out. Cashman is sacked. You can't wait forever.
Right.
Sheldon Powell's the man that finally got to him, but if he wouldn't, 3 other guys would have. Terrier fans are going bananas.
And the second string offense is on the field.
Sheldon Powell, number 94, 6'1", 196-pound senior. First and 10, the ball on the sack, all the way back to the 34-yard line now. Wishbone, new quarterback as well as new everything. Number 35, the ball carrier. That's Hector Garcia. Mazakowski is the quarterback. Am I saying his name right?
Masakowski.
I
Whole new ball team.
was told how to say his name before the game, too, so I got lucky.
Great.
There's a lot of parents in the stand.
Yes.
2 minutes left to go in the ball game. 33-7. Second and 6. For 43, the ball carrier this time, Carlton Cobb. Cobb's got good yardage straight ahead.
He scored last week, remember?
Yep. You can bet the second team here would really like to get something on the board themselves. Third down and 1 for the first down. Aubin on the tackle, number 12 for the Raiders. His number's been called a lot tonight defensively.
Sam Grissom is a new center.
All right. Going left this time. I think the ball's on the ground. No one was quite sure who was supposed to get it. Bill Davis was
Jim Garcia's in.
one of the ball carriers from the backfield. Mozakowski covered his own fumble. Fourth down, kicking team comes out.
Danny Hatoun was playing one guard. Jim Garcia playing the other guard.
Evans and Moberg back there. Number 22 at the top of your screen is Evans. Moberg 14. Back to kick, Wayne Williams, the punter. Nice kick. Right-footed kicker comes to Moberg. He starts off at the 30, gets up to about the 37.
Hey, there's Andy on a tackle. I can't believe it.
Andy Carter, number 61, gets credit for the tackle. Uses his speed to get down there.
Yeah. Uh-oh, he's limping. Don't let Mama sit.
Don't forget Independence Bowl following our broadcast of Titusville's latest victory. Then the Holiday Bowl on December 23rd, Aloha Bowl December 26th, and the Senior Bowl January 14th. Is that a final score we just heard on the Palatka game?
Final?
Final score, all right. Palatka won 18-13. So Titusville is going to the state playoffs or state championship next week, and they're going to host it. 10 seconds left. Cashman airs one out, has his man, and just tripped is Mike Irvin. 4 seconds left. Apparently Irvin got out of bounds, or they'll stop the clock with the move of the chains. That's what it is.
Jake Strozier.
Strozier gets the tackle. Titusville Terriers have a chance to win 2 state 3A championships in a row. They got a timeout on the field as head coach George Smith talking to his all-everything junior quarterback Chris Cashman. This team was undefeated, rated #1 in the 3A poll, and came into Dre Field, and it's going to be a long ride home.
Yeah, it looks like the Terriers are showing them who really is #1.
Well, I'll say. Titusville had 2 losses on the season. One to Bartow early in the year, second game. And then a real excellent ball game to watch, the Winter Park game here.
Go get them. They're down there.
Al Wernicke still yelling signals out there. 1st and 10, St. Thomas Aquinas. With 4 seconds left in their season. Cashman drops back. Nobody get hurt now. Fires into the end zone. And it falls incomplete.
That's the ball game.
That was the man to throw it to. It was intended for Mike Irvin. Well, there's the man that's directed these Titusville Terriers into 2 straight state championship games. They're going to be right here next week as Palatka defeated Pasco County by a mere 5 points.
And Titusville has played Palatka before. I imagine those guys up there, I'm not too sure they're going to want to come down here. I know if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't.
Well, now they're having fun.
Right.
Titusville fans filling out, and all the buses filling up for St. Thomas. That is the end of the game. Final score, Titusville Terriers 33, St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders 7. We'll be back to wrap up right after this. Score, Gary Henderson down on the field here at Dre Field. The Titusville Terrier fans are thrilled, and I happen to have one of the thrilled Titusville Terrier fans with me right here, Lisa Guthrie, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're one of the cheerleaders here at Titusville.
Yes, sir.
All right, we've been talking about the cheerleaders all season long, and I think it's time that they got some credit for all the work that they do. They work just about as hard as a football team. They get the crowd up. Let's go ahead and give everybody's name. Do you think you can remember all those names?
Yes, I can remember.
All right.
Okay, our captain is Gina Gudgel. Our co-captains are Laura Bowman and Donna Riddle. We have Laura Bowman. Oh, I just said her.
All right.
Kelly Brookhammer, Allison Kane, Lisa Faison, Sandy Gilbert, Nita Reyes, Lisa Guthrie, Karen Gullickson, Jessica King, Lynn Doeffel, Stephanie Smith, Kirsty Irvin, Don Triandafil, and Sandy Gilbert, and that's all of them.
That's enough. How many is that with us?
We have
10?
15 cheerleaders.
15. And what is this big thing you have?
This is our spirit stick. You win this at the pep rallies, whichever thing has the most spirit in the thing.
And who did?
The pep band won it this week.
That makes sense. And you're going to be here, of course, next week because we've got Titusville against Palatka. And who's going to win?
We are, of course.
That'll be 2 state championships in a row. Isn't that nice? What year are you?
What?
What year are you?
Oh, I'm only a junior.
You're a junior, so you did get to see it all last year, too.
This is only my first year.
All right, thank you much, Lisa. We'll be back with more of a wrap-up of tonight's game right after these messages. Titusville Terriers are on their way to the state championship game, and what's more, they're going to host it right here next Friday night, and we'll catch all the action on TV 43. So you stay with us on WMOD. Palatka won their game tonight, won by 5 points over Pasco County. So Palatka will be traveling down here. Titusville defeated Palatka earlier in the season. So you can imagine these two teams know an awful lot about each other, have already traded films, as a matter of fact. Titusville Terriers looking awesome. The defense a little bit upset because they allowed 7 points tonight. But against a team like St. Thomas Aquinas, they can't be too upset with themselves. This is Gary Henderson saying goodnight from Dre Field in Titusville, Florida. See you next week. Palatka and the Titusville Terriers on TV 43 WMOD.
This has been a sports presentation of WMOD TV 43.
WMOD sports presentation featuring the best of Central Florida high school football. Join us again next Friday at 7 p.m. December 16th, when we bring you the 4A state championship game live. That's 7 p.m. Friday on WMOD's Game of the Week. Next up, stay tuned for the Independence Bowl with Air Force and Ole Miss.
WMOD TV 43, Melbourne, Orlando.
WMOD Sports presents Central Florida High School Football 83 on the Game of the Week. Tonight, the 3A defending state champion Titusville Terriers host the Palatka Panthers for the state title.
Well, we finally made it. Gary Henderson along with John Carter tonight from Dre Field in Titusville, Florida. It's a state 3A championship, and TV 43 is so proud to be bringing it to you tonight. The same night the game is played. John, we've got an excited, packed crowd here already.
Sure have. Looks like we've got about 6,000 people here right now.
John Carter is the father of the offensive center for the Titusville Terriers, as well as an agricultural teacher here at Titusville, and has also been a coach under Al Warnicki, so he's well versed in what happens up here in the north end of the county. He's going to be a lot of help for us in the broadcast tonight. We've got the number 5 rated team in the Titusville Terriers against the 6 rated team from Palatka, the Palatka Panthers. Of course, Titusville will beat Palatka earlier in the season by a pretty good margin, John, but both coaches say that doesn't matter at this point.
That's true. At this particular point, everybody has played 8 games since then, so anything can happen.
Titusville has lost only 2 games on the season. Palatka also only 2 losses on the season. They're both fired up, both peaking at the perfect time. You stay with us right here on WMOD.
Here comes the best Jaguar ever built. Born beautiful, bred for performance. It's also the best-selling Jaguar in history. Here comes the beauty, the quick response, the walnut and leather, and the silence. Here comes the legend. The Jaguar XJ6 sedan just keeps getting better and better. Jaguar, a blending of art and machine. Test drive the XJ6 sedan at your Jaguar dealer.
For a taste of old Japan in Melbourne, enter the unique and charming world of Makoto Seafood and Steakhouse of Japan, where dining, entertainment, and food combine. Culinary acrobatics create teppanyaki filet mignon, savory lobster and chicken, or flaming shrimp flambe. Enjoy entertainment each evening in the garden room with 2-for-1 cocktails from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Makoto Seafood and Steakhouse of Japan, the Ramada Inn, Melbourne, U.S. Highway 1 and NASA Boulevard.
Gary Henderson along with John Carter. The Titusville High School Terriers and the Palatka High School Panthers about to square away for all the marbles. The District 3 State Championship. John, these two teams familiar with these championship games. Of course, the Titusville Terriers winning it all last year, and Palatka winning it the year before that.
That's right. This isn't anything new to these fellas. Here come the Terriers, charging onto the field.
1981, the Panthers defeated Riviera Beach 42-2 for that state title in 3A. And then, of course, last year, 1982, 33-3, a victory over the Kissimmee Osceola Cowboys for the Titusville Terriers. Terriers trying to make it 2 in a row. Panthers trying to make it 2 out of 3 years. This could not be any more evenly matched, I don't think. Both teams 11-2, both rated 5 and 6 in the latest polls. We've got a perfect night for football, John. The weather couldn't have cooperated more.
It's really great, you know, and both teams run the wishbone.
Right. Larry Parker, number 76, one of the Palatka captains you see walking out on the field, along with number 5, Clifton Reynolds, senior quarterback. Clifton has started all 3 years for Palatka. Panthers do have a new head coach this year, McCool. Titusville, number 73 captain is David Chester, and probably 84, right?
Yes, Sullivan.
Patrick Sullivan, the guy you can't see on the other side there. Now, McCool has been an assistant coach for about 17 years. This is his first year as head coach, and boy, he couldn't have picked a better year. All the way to the state playoff, state final. Notice the flag in the background there. We do have some wind tonight, and that flag is blowing right in the official's face there.
It's blowing out of the northeast, kind of across the field.
Absolutely packed house as they finally get around to the coin toss. Chester calls it.
Palatka won the toss.
Right.
So we're going to kick to them, start the ball game.
Neither team likes to get behind early, so the coin toss was important. With the wishbone, it's hard to play makeup ball, as everybody knows, or catch-up ball. Well, you'd like the ball first, but the way Titusville's been rolling, who knows what's going to happen. Officials tonight, the referee, Shepard. Smith is the umpire, linesman. Shea. Field judge is Terry. Philpin is the back judge, and up here in the clock, Schofield. They're all from districts that do not encompass Palatka or Titusville.
Right, all of these officials tonight are from down the Miami area.
That's only fair. There you see it, nothing but packed house. They made an announcement that there would be no one standing along the fences tonight. They are in the end zones along the fences, but nevertheless, they have been able to enforce it so far. No one along the sideline fences. Usually, as you know, if you've been to Dre Field, they're 2 and 3 deep. Well, this is the biggest house I've seen here since, of course, the astronaut game.
Yeah, and looks like everybody's ready. Everybody came ready for a football game.
Palatka won 10 in a row. Titusville 8 in a row. Both teams are really on a roll. And you see the Terrier bench and head coach Al Wernicke. Two teams also even have identical colors to make them even more even.
Yeah, that's true. Blue and gold, blue and yellow. Sullivan's back to kick for the Terriers.
Right-footed kicker will have a pretty strong wind to his back. That cool breeze is going to keep the football players at their prime. The field is just about completely dry. And here we go. The 1983 championship game is underway. Taking it about the 3-yard line. Now the deep man, number 22, James Wright. James finds the seam up the middle. Good running by Wright. Finally pulled down by number 91. That's Kyle Colley. And Palatka starts off in good field position at about the 32-yard line.
Colley is really ready tonight. I was noticing before the ball game, he's really excited, ready to go.
Wright picks it up there at about the 3. See, he goes straight up the pike. That means the blockers were doing their job, but there's that much room in the middle on a kickoff return. Here goes their wishbone. Quarterback keeper. Had the ball out there for anybody, but it ends up keeping it. Reynolds picks up good yardage on his first play off left tackle. Big guy, Clifton Reynolds, 205-pound senior quarterback. Here's that starting lineup. Number 5 is Reynolds. Wright and Shorter are the two halfbacks. The fullback is Fells, and he's a strong one. Isom is an excellent receiver. Large, Comer, Gillis, Rothschild, Parker, and Brown make up that excellent front offensive wall. Terrier defense going to be tested tonight. Straight up the middle of the fullback. He's got a little bit of room. Number 42, I believe that's Reno Fells. Yes, it is. Reno Fells gets the first down and more.
Looks like a little hole there, kind of a cross block in the line, open up a hole there right over the center.
Here's
left guard.
Terrier defense, John.
Annulus.
Lincoln, Woods, Sullivan, Mills, and Peppers. That's the down men and the linemen. We'll take a look at the back men in a minute. Over the right side, a little bit of hole over right guard. Number 42, Reno Fells. Give Reno about 2 yards on the play. Brings up second down and 8. Moves up near the midfield stripe. Annulus and Prost get credit for the tackle. Here's the rest of the Terrier defense. Prost, Moore, Powell, Strozier, and Murray. Strozier playing with a little bit of an injury tonight, as well as a couple other Titusville Terriers. Talk about that soon. Terrier defense being backed up. Back to pass for the first time tonight. Almost picked off.
Almost Cador. Almost had it.
Cador was the man that had a chance at it. Keith Isom, their excellent receiver, number 2, was the man in the pattern, but something appeared to be wrong there, John, as Isom was nowhere near the ball.
He overthrew him. Out in front of him a little bit there. Looks like the Terriers are going to maybe hole now.
First attempt at passing for the Palatka quarterback. Of course, they'd rather run. Clock stops at 10:03 in the first quarter with the incompleted pass. No score. Third down and 8. Puts them into a passing situation. You see Clifton Reynolds, a senior single collar, 3-year letterman for Palatka. They send one man to the left there in the wing at the bottom of your screen. We've got a flag down. Whistles blow before this flag, or this play away. Yes,
delay.
Yep. Well, that'll kill a drive.
It sure will. Doesn't take very much of that.
Panthers picked up 20 yards in their first 3 plays, and now all of a sudden have given up some.
Should have a strong rush this time by our line. Look for Probst to be in the backfield.
Same setup as last time. He's looking for Isom over the right. Nobody to pass to. He's going to go down right there. Good job by the defense, especially number 20.
Number 20, that's Mills.
Anthony Mills.
Anthony Mills.
The Titusville fans love it because their defense that has been phenomenal has held in this first drive. Let's see it one more time. Reynolds here rolling to his right, John. He's looking for really only one man, Isom.
Right.
He's his favorite receiver, and he's an excellent one, but you're going to need more than that in the pattern.
Sure are, because we're going to double cover on him probably most tonight.
Palatka will be kicking into a stiff wind. Punter's at about his own 37, gets a nice kick under the circumstances, taken by Mills on the run.
That's Mitchell.
Mitchell, excuse me, he's got some room in the middle. Turns on the afterburners, runs right into the last man and goes down. Quarterback to quarterback there on the tackle. That was Clifton Reynolds, number 5, that made the tackle on Anthony Mills, or Mitchell rather. Mitchell loses a jersey. Look at here. Catches it on the run, John, and just keeps going straight up the middle. Boy, he's strong or fast once he gets going.
He's quick.
I believe then Reynolds must have been kicking, because he was the man that was deep. Officials timeout now as the quarterback puts on a new jersey. That one was ripped off. .9:01 left to go in the first quarter. Can't tell you how proud we are to be bringing you these 2 football games tonight. TV 43 WMOD has a real coup underway. First and 10. Terriers with the ball for the first time tonight. 49-yard line.
Should be straight ahead.
That it is.
Off left tackle.
Cador, the ball carrier. Let's give Mike about 3 on the play, John. Following the block of William Peppers. I noticed Peppers was out there that time. Here's the Terrier offense. Mitchell is the quarterback. Williams, Gaiman, and Cador, that trio of running backs that is so strong, along with Peppers. Crosley and Sullivan are the ends. Offensive line, Jarvis, Mosley, Andy Carter, Humphrey, and Chester.
Ran over Jarvis that time.
Wishbone going right. First man through. Good hole. That's Peppers.
Peppers is going to go.
Look at this.
He's going to go.
What an explosive team. What an explosive team. The Titusville Terriers on the board. William Peppers, number 44, with a 43-yard run. Nicely done. Over the right guard.
That was the option. Just gave him the first man through.
Stretching it out.
That's right.
Stretches it out. So, with 8 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter, Peppers runs 43 yards for the first score of the night. Sullivan will be kicking the point after touchdown try. Mozakowski holds. Wind to his back. High snap. Mozakowski gets it down. Let's see if the kick is good. Oh, yeah. Credit the holder. Nicely done, both Sullivan and Mozakowski. Well, with the score, the Titusville Terriers, the defending state 3A champions, 7, Panthers nothing. Let's pause for these messages.
When he was drinking was when I really felt alone, even frightened. Not just for myself, but...
Season, Titusville has scored from 50 yards out or more on a running play. Well, that was only 43, but I think that counts as the 21st.
That was close. That was close. We had a little penalty on the Palatka team there on the extra point, and it was a personal foul, so they go mark it off on the kickoff. So we'll kick off from the 45. Pat will probably kick it out the end zone.
Yeah, with that wind to his back, and Eric, no need to get hurt on this one, guys. Don't bother to go get any contact. Panthers, let me warn you. Don't give the Terriers any early momentum. You'll hate yourself.
Well, they found that out last time we played.
That's true. These two teams met 10 weeks ago. Titusville won that game 31-6. That is gone. So Palatka will start on their own 20-yard line.
About 20 yards deeper this time.
And they met back on September 30th. 31-6 was the score there. Since then, though, Palatka has won its next 10 games, recording 3 shutouts, holding regular season opponents to an average of 7.2 points a game. Palatka's on a roll as well. Let's see if they can get their offense going. They were doing fine until a delay of game and an incompleted pass on their first drive. Straight up the middle.
And we got a flag on the other side.
Flag down on the play as number 42 carries the ball. Reno Fells, a 200-pound junior fullback. Well, no gain on this one, John, as that's going to be against Palatka. How about it, Coach Carter? Was Andy all excited? Could he eat dinner tonight?
He's been eating all day.
That doesn't bother him, huh?
No, he's been having, well, today's the last day before vacation. And,
yeah.
The kids were really high. We've had a lot of little
pep rallies.
Well, we can't call them parties in the classroom anymore.
Okay.
But the kids did a lot of partying today. Let's put it.
Social hours.
Right.
Again, Reno Fells straight up the middle, about the same play, and the defense is ready. Credit again the defensive ace, Anthony Mills. Of course, I don't know how you can say defensive ace on this team. There's 11, 12, 13 guys who play defense so well. Got a little help there from number 33, Mike Murray.
Anthony hurt his hip last week.
Yeah.
And we were kind of worried about him, but it was just a bruise. Wasn't a hip pointer. He came on real strong at the end of the week, and he's ready tonight.
You can bet none of these guys would have sat out this game. Rolling left, right-handed passer, finds his man. That's his favorite receiver, number 2, Isom. And I noticed the man that hit him,
like
Annulus.
Annulus and Cador.
Came back shaking a little bit. Hit him in the helmet. Watch this. Now watch Annulus, John. Take a hit in the head. See, he came away over here.
Yeah, sure did.
7-0 Titusville.
It's about a 7-yard pass.
First completion for the night. Earlier in the season, Titusville's 31 points were the most points scored against Palatka this season. It's also the first home loss for the Panthers since the first game of the 1979 season. Real winning tradition up there in Palatka.
A great place. I was up there that night, and the fans were just fantastic. It's just a great place for a ball game. The field is really nice. Oh, way to go there.
Look at this. Number 94, Sheldon Powell, just keeps coming after Clifton Reynolds. Powell pounds him to the ground. Yeah, I understand that's a beautiful little stadium up there in Palatka. Watch Powell. He says, you're coming down. Fourth down and 16 for the first down, way back to the 16-yard line.
True. You know, this is the last game for a lot of these seniors. Sheldon's a senior, and this is his last game this year, so he's really fired up.
Kicking deep. Their own territory. Kicking into the wind. Titusville's wise to let this one get away from them. Well, they'll start in their own end of the field this time, but still it's at the 45-yard line. Titusville Terriers leading 7-0. Will have the ball for the second time in the state 3A championship game. Defense doing the job. Have allowed only 7 points in the playoffs. 2 shutouts and 1 7-point game last week. Again, the wishbone, everybody in tight. That's the play it scored last time. This time he gets good enough yardage. Darrell Gaiman over the right side. There's the man who made the tackle, big 77. That's Dexter Brown, 200-pound senior defensive end.
That was just a straight dive play. They gave to...
Here's the Panther defense, John. Turner, Buford, Brown, the guy that just made the tackle. Herring, he's Mr. All-Everything for him. Razakowski and Gully to the downman. Take a look at the defensive backfield in just a minute. Mitchell goes right, finds a seam. Breaks one tackle. Anthony is running oh so strong tonight. Eventually pulled down by Willie Buford. The nose guard who had to pursue and pursue and pursue. Number 50, Anthony Mitchell, this junior, 5'10", 165-pound quarterback, does the job. Here's the rest of the Panther defense. King, Isom, he's an excellent defensive back as well as a receiver, goes both ways. Ravel, Parker, and Morris.
I believe they're ready tonight.
Yeah. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 7-0. Pitching at the last second. Cador's lucky to pick this one up as well as run. And get back up to the original line of scrimmage, I believe.
They had 2 defenders broke through there real fast. Somebody didn't block. Or a couple of blitzing linebackers there.
Caught somebody off guard. Second down and 12. 2-yard loss. As head coach Al Wernicke there says, wrong way, guys. The entire Palatka defense is within 3 or 4 yards from the line of scrimmage. You break past it, you're gone. Wayne Williams looking for that hole. Williams tackled by number 42, Reno Fells.
That's Williams' first time to carry tonight. He picked up about 5.
Third down and 7 coming up. 4:08 left to go in the first quarter.
If they give him one more step, he'd been going all the way.
Yep. Like I say, see if we can get it on camera. Well, they dropped back a little bit this time with third down passing situation. Before, when they were obviously coming out in the bone, everybody was in 3 yards of the line. Pro set. Mitchell back to pass. Bet he's looking for Sullivan.
He's got
him.
it.
Sullivan gets away from one man and just keeps heading downfield.
Oh,
got a flag on the play. Sullivan's all the way down about the 5-yard line, but let's see what the flag's all about. Yep, illegal block. Yes, Phil. There you see him getting around. Leave the other end, number 81.
Yeah, it's a 25-yard pass play, but looks like we're going to lose about 15 of that back this way.
Crosley's the guy that ends up with the penalty against him. Well, we'd like to welcome our football fans over in Osceola County in Kissimmee. They can now receive us on cable. Hope you enjoy our game tonight, and also next season you can watch Ken Baker's Cowboys on WMOD. Great football fans in the Kissimmee area. They really support their team, and we appreciate all the support the good people over there in Kissimmee have given us. Had a chance to see the Cowboys once or twice last year or two. Always a strong season.
Well, we got a little better third down this time. We got 3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and 2. Heck, if you could make 3rd and 8, ought to be able to make 3rd and 2, huh?
Yeah, there's Gaiman up the middle.
He'll have 2 and more. He's not done yet. Almost loses the ball running backwards, but holds on to it. Pulled down, let's see, 68 is the initial hit. Blair Turner.
Looks like he picked up about 12.
Nice running, Darrell. Watch it one more time, John. Tell him about it.
Right up the middle. A trap play there up the left side, and he picked up a neat little 12 yards.
Probably Carter and Jarvis doing the job.
I think they call that a, yes, that's their left 630 trap. The trap that time was by Mosry.
Okay. State championship on the line. 1st and 10 Terriers. Ball's fumbled by Wayne Williams. He's looking to pass. He's got his man. Touchdown. All right. Matt Sullivan slides in safe for a touchdown. That's the guy that likes to, there is the favorite receiver. And they go bananas at the Titusville rooting section. Watch this. He pitches back. Williams has trouble getting the ball, but does a nice job. Wobbly pass right into the numbers, and he's not covering at all.
Wide open.
2 minutes, 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. Titusville on top. This time, everything works perfect on the point after touchdown try. It is good. Sullivan having a good game. We'll be back with more first quarter action. Well, let's take a look at this one more time. It's so good to see. All right, Pat, way to go. Look at it. He is cool, isn't he?
All right.
14-0 Panthers trailing the Terriers. We'll be back with more first quarter action right after this.
Hello, I'm Jim Coleman, owner and manager of A.A. Coleman's Medical Rentals.
Sullivan, who's been a busy man tonight, catching passes and kicking the ball, is about to do it again. Wind to his back, and I think you can thank the wind a little bit on that wounded duck pass of Wayne Williams there, trying to push it into the end zone.
Yeah, that was just a 15-yarder, but that's the same one we used last week, if you remember. We picked up a touchdown with that last week.
James Wright was the man you saw deep for Palatka, number 22. He takes the ball at the 16-yard line. James is hit by the other number 22, Keith Anulus. Nice hit, Keith. I'd like to take time to thank Bob O'Connell of Taylor Rental and Sales in Merritt Island for installing the scaffolding for our camera. Taylor Rental, from baby cribs to cement mixers and audio-video equipment. Thanks to Rent for every event. That's Taylor Rental and Sales in Merritt Island. Thank you much, Bob O'Connell. You're a good man, and you helped us out a lot this season. They're rolling right. Reynolds, nobody to pitch to, keeps himself. Gets out of bounds after good yardage. 1st and 10, Palatka.
They had some good blocking that time. Strung it out, got some good blocking, and he went around there, picked up, looks like about 12 or 13.
First and 10. Panthers, the 1981 state 3A champions, come up to the line. Made it to the playoffs last season, but didn't get as far as they had a year before.
Ooh, he won't do it?
No, that's got to be a mix-up. I'm not sure that had looks of a quarterback draw, but not strong enough. Annual's there, one of the men that hit him. Prost also in on the tackle. 2nd down and 11. Can't tell you how proud we are at TV 43 to be bringing you the State 4A game live, of course, prior to this game, but now the State 3A game with only an hour and a half delay. I understand the kids are a little bit upset they're not going to be able to see themselves for a little bit.
Yeah, they won't. They'll get to see the last half if they hurry home.
Everybody else is enjoying it. Reynolds trying to do it all himself tonight, and I don't think that's going to work.
I think
their wishbone is just not setting up at all. They just aren't running the bone, you know it?
No, they're really not. He got pulled down from behind. He had an end that broke across there and came back and got him.
Not rolling with the flow at all.
Right.
Gain of 2. 3rd down and 9 as the ball moves to the 45-yard line.
Sheldon Powell broke through and came back and made the tackle that time.
1 minute left to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 9, 55 seconds now. 14-0 Titusville. And the crowd yelling defense. They're going to get it. They're going to get their defense. Reno Fells will not fall enough for the 1st down.
They were really, I can understand 8 yards to go and try to take up the middle. Yeah. We're tough up the middle.
Not really even much of a draw play.
Sure wasn't.
4th down and 7. And the defense gets a welcome hand. Capacity crowd from Gray Field at Titusville. Unbelievable fluke that the Terriers have had 4 home games throughout the playoffs. You would not believe how complicated that procedure is for deciding who's home, and yet all 4 of them were here. That was a real fluke.
It really was. It could happen next year. We could play all 4 of them away.
Yeah. But if they played 4, I bet they wouldn't mind.
No, that's true. If you get to play 4, who really cares where they are?
That's a good kick. Nice high. Shouldn't be any return on it.
Good bounce.
It was down a little bit early, but take what you got, I guess, huh? Should be down to about the 11 or 12-yard line. Good kick. I believe that's Chris Large who did the punting for them.
Right. Large is their punter.
Here comes Terrier offense out onto the field. Al Wernicke and the other coaches. They welcome back defense. There's Big Al. 12-yard line is where they're going to start it.
Get about 1 more play this quarter.
Wind to their back this way, remember, and it is a pretty good stiff wind. 10 seconds. Straight up the middle. Gaiman.
Up the middle.
Gaiman's not stopping. Oh, boy, that was the last man. The absolute last man put the stops on Darrell Gaiman. Marvin King pulled him down. Only because somebody else had tripped him up first. Boy, Mitchell is so deceptive back there. 17-yard gainer with the chains moving. Clock stops 4 seconds as you saw it.
That's the end of the quarter.
The end of the first quarter upon us. The score, Titusville Terriers 14 and the Panthers from Palatka 0. Titusville, as TV 43 has a real first here. The 2 state championship games being broadcast back-to-back. That has never been done in Florida TV before.
I think we'll come left. You think?
Short side of the field, you might be right.
We like to go short side.
Yep. That's Cador. Mike Cador.
Up to the 50.
They're having fun. They're having fun
sure
now.
Are. He picked up 20.
Which one do you stop? Cador, Williams, Gaiman, sometimes even Peppers out there. Mitchell. Look at this. Beautiful blocking by Williams. 1st and 10, Titusville. Tom Herring. They're all everything linebackers. The man that pulled him down, number 20. First time we called his number tonight. Must have neutralized him pretty good.
Yeah, pulled him. 20-yard gain, tackled by number 20.
Just about the midfield, just underway, second quarter, 14-0, Titusville. Trap play up the middle. Cador, pretty good yardage. I don't believe Titusville's thrown a pass yet, have they?
Yes, we
Oh,
scored
right.
touchdown.
That's right, of course, the halfback pass, yeah. One-yard gainer. 2nd down and 9 as they move past the midfield stripe. Didn't get as much as I thought he did. Jim McCool, the head coach over on the Panthers side. Of course, Al Warnicki, the head coach at Titusville. 2nd down, 8 or 9. Peppers fumbles, falls around, and it looks like William came back up with it eventually. Palatka had a chance at it. Good camera work, guys. Oh, somehow the Panthers came up with it.
Sure did.
Looks like Peppers wrapped an arm around it, but I guess not. Palatka fans have something to cheer about now. Of course, this is, if Titusville has had a weak point in the last 8 weeks, it's been the fumbles. Boy, they've fumbled a lot. Some of that goes with the wishbone.
And didn't get the handoff very well. He didn't. The ball was there. He just didn't pull it in.
Oh, Palatka has their best field position of the night, and that strong wind to their back. Terrier defense called on again. Going right. Reynolds pitches the last second. The man trips over a piece of Titusville sod.
Got everything going for us.
Lorenzo Davis. He did pick up 2 on it, almost 3. 2nd down and a long 7 coming up as he'll move to the 47-yard line.
That's his first carry tonight.
Right.
And started out around his way. I don't know. Maybe you heard footsteps.
Three-year letterman quarterback. Hands off to the first man through with the right side. Number 4-2, Reno Fells. Good Luck Terriers from Bob Fisher. Fisher Pontiac Olds, ready to serve your new and used car needs. Large enough to serve you, yet small enough to care. That's Fisher, Pontiac, and Olds on US 1 in downtown Titusville. A very friendly place to buy your favorite car. And thank you very much, Bob Fisher. You're one of the reasons we were able to bring this big coup out tonight, and that being this 3A game, only an hour and a half late on TV 43. So many people who, of course, couldn't pack into the stands, staying home, staying away from the radio, just watching this game as if it was for real. Got away from one Titusville Terrier, but there's someone else coming up.
Number 33.
We'll give credit on the stop to Mike Murray. Good solid hit. That's James Wright, the ball carrier. 4th and 4 coming up. The defense does the job. Watch this.
He only picks up by the yard.
Yep. Bobby Eyes is the first man to hit him. 4th down and 4, ball only to the 42-yard line. They couldn't produce after the fumble. Anthony Mitchell, the man back there. And back to kick is Clark. Fake, and it may work. Quarterback straight up the middle. Pulling out the stops. That's Clifton Reynolds. And it pays off.
Sure does. Moves down to 24. I don't think they were looking for it.
No.
They got one good block there in the middle, and that was it.
I was looking for Coach Warnicki. You can usually tell from his expression where he was telling those guys to watch for it. And he's done sound happy about it, but not as mad as I thought he might be. All right, Palatka trailing 14-0, now in excellent field position. Wind to their back all the way down to the 24, but they need some offense. Reynolds rolls left, fires right, has a man out there. If he caught that, that's a beautiful catch. He did not.
He didn't catch.
We've heard a lot about Keith Isom, number 2. He almost pulled that down. Double coverage on him. Numbers 19, Cador, and Murray back there with him.
It was a well-thrown ball. He had it right there on him.
Well, I'd like to take time to remind you soccer fans of the Pizza Hut Invitational Soccer Tournament going on in December. Starts on the 27th with the final championship game to be shown at 3 p.m. December 31st right here on WMOD. Come out and support your favorite team. Thank you, Pizza Hut. You're good soccer fans. You've also been good football fans throughout the season. One man wide to the left at the top of your screen, that's Isom. Reynolds goes right. Isom's not involved. Pretty good run. Got away from one man, and Keith Shorter will pick up a little bit of yardage with it.
Just had a looked like they were going to go left, the way the quarterback turned and came back this side. Little pitch.
Yeah, I thought Isom was going to be involved. I really did. I thought they were going into him on a slant. They're setting up something over there. Keep an eye on it. 7:26 first half. Alex Jenkins, number 1 now, the man wide to the left. As Clifton Reynolds takes a look at that awesome Titusville defense. Keeping it himself, Reynolds just gets into the backfield and starts running. Big, tall kid.
He's good.
Pulled down by Anthony Mills, Kevin Prost. And now before he's got the first down and more. Better tuck that ball away, though. Reynolds running the ball very well tonight. He's their second leading rusher on the season. 807 yards on the season. First and goal. The officials timeout. Last time these two teams played, when Titusville won, Reynolds had a real bad night. -2 yards rushing and no yards passing in 10 attempts. Tonight, he's on a roll.
Now we'll see if our defense can
really dig
stand up to it and dig in.
Reynolds keeping himself.
Wow, he may take it in. He's strong.
He's not stopping, is he?
Wow, we got a flag.
Flag with all that foolishness there at the end. Whistle should have been blown long before then. Reynolds getting up slowly. Penalty on a play. Looks like it might be against Titusville. I see some Palatka cheering. Face mask. Well, let's see if we can see it. He just will not go down.
Yeah, there it is. 33.
And Mike Murray. Murray knew he was the only thing between the corner, between Reynolds and the end zone.
That puts it on the 1.
With a first down, no less.
First down on the 1.
They're not thinking shutout now. Now they're thinking victory. Cador out of the play as he has to go with the wide receiver way to the left. But Reynolds keeps. And he does. Touchdown. Palatka fans go crazy on the other side. And boy, they do have a packed house over there as well. There you see them. Not a seat left in the house on that side. About a 2-hour drive down here from Palatka. Reynolds has been doing it all this first half. Finally gets a touchdown 6 minutes, 10 seconds into the second quarter. 1-yard run by Reynolds. Left side of his line opened up a big hole for him that time. They got a little confusion in their point after touchdown try here. Better hurry up. Brady doing the kicking. Chris Large.
He's good.
He's right in there. Holder is Mike Ridow. Now we got us a game. 14-7. We'll be back to more second quarter action right after this.
The amazing satellite sound of WEZY 99.3 FM stereo. The Great Awakening every morning. The music you enjoy while you work. WEZY 99.3. Add a little sparkle to your nightlife. In stereo, WEZY 99.3 FM.
Hot stuff. Introducing Wendy's hot stuffed baked potatoes. So hot. Delicious baked potatoes stuffed 5.
Palatka bounces back with the help of a Titusville fumble at midfield. And then on a 4th and 4, they went for it by not kicking. They had a fake punt, and it paid off. Which actually made some sense at that area of the field. Probably should have seen it coming, John. Man deep there, number 3, Wayne Williams. The right side of your screen, number 19, Mike Cador. Win to Palatka's back now. Does Large do their punting as place kicking as well?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute, that's number 42. That's Reno Fells with the kickoff here.
Oh, okay. He hits him.
Fells got a boomer into the end zone. I bet he's a good kicker, but that wind had to help anyway.
He's strong leg. Good strong kick.
Championship football game is sponsored by the Florida High School Activities Association. The FHSAA was organized April 9, 1920 by a group of high school principals who saw the necessity for adequate supervision of the rapidly expanding interscholastic athletic program. 29 schools became charter members. It is presently composed of 564 public and non-public junior and senior high schools. This association assures that the policy, standards, and regulations democratically developed by competent school leaders are designed to provide maximum benefits consistent with sound educational practice for every student in every member school. Florida High School Activities Association annually sponsors a tournament series to determine a state champion in football, basketball, baseball, cross-country, track, swimming, soccer, golf, tennis, wrestling, decathlon, heptathlon, softball, volleyball, and weightlifting. All right, who changed it on me, huh? Who's the guy that brought in the new script? I guess we do owe thanks to the Florida High School Activities Association for allowing us to do this game.
Yeah, I had a timeout call while you were doing that.
Good for them. I understand I caught some heck around school this week for calling the varsity cheerleaders the JV cheerleaders last week. I made a mistake. I saw one of the girls who was in white last week. I'm used to their blue uniforms. Assumed it was the JV cheerleaders.
They forgave you.
Well, that's good. All right, Titusville gets credited for a timeout, I assume. Back deep, 20-yard line. 6 minutes, 10 seconds, first half. This time Titusville's going to have to march a long ways if they're going to. And that's a good way to start it off. Daryl Gaiman. Daryl Gaiman moves the ball up to almost the 30-yard line. Should be about 2nd and 1. Press box a popular place tonight.
Yeah, well, got a big crowd up here tonight.
Capacity house. 2nd down and 1. There's a free play if you want it. Of course, you're deep in your own territory. Don't want to fool around too much. Hands off to Williams. Look at the speed. Look at his speed.
He's quick.
Wayne Williams pulled down in the defensive secondary by Milton Ravel, number 43. All right, watch this, but watch quick. Vroom. I like it. Almost a face mask.
He goes 10 yards before you can bat an eye.
Only needed 1. They got 10. There we are right up here. That's us. Say hello to the home folks, huh? And I don't know if he's caught it there, but Jack Dietzel tonight is dressed in a tuxedo. The Banana Man has outdone himself. 1st and 10. Mitchell pitching, halfback pass, Williams. Fires across his body, which is a difficult pass. Batted around, falls incomplete.
Wow.
2 men in the pattern. Both Sullivan and Crosby, sort of a Hail Mary.
He didn't get it far enough. No. We almost got intercepted.
Dexter Brown was number 77, was the man who had the best chance at it. Williams here, like I say, he's running left, fires right.
So very easily could have been intercepted.
There's an Atlanta Falcons pass right there. 2nd down and 10. There's that big offensive line. It's been so strong. (14 to 7) Titusville coming left. Getting away from first pursuit. Good pursuit.
Oh.
That's good defense.
He turned to look for his pitch man, and his pitch man had been knocked down way back on the line of scrimmage.
That's the way to defense the wishbone. Keith Isom makes the final tackle, but still Mitchell had about 4 yards on it. We'll say 3. 3rd down and 7. And I believe this is their first third and long situation.
I think so.
4.5 minutes first quarter, 14-7. Clock running.
The way the line's been blocking, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him just run right up the middle.
I wouldn't either. They'll be kicking into a wind if they have to. Well, they're going to go right. This time he does pitch. Williams defense, but nevertheless, he's not about to give up without a try. Look at that.
He's going to go all the way.
Nobody's catching Wayne. Oh,
he did.
Somebody's got a long arm right there. Oh. Titusville fans love it. I thought Williams was down. That's some nifty moves.
Yeah.
We got to see this one again. Wayne, way to go. Go ahead, John. Tell us about it.
There's a pitch all the way out. It's the option, and he gets to the sideline and then cuts back. There he goes up the sideline.
Number 68, Blair Turner, stops a sure touchdown. As Wayne Williams, I think, was just like us, thought he was gone. Mike Cador did a good job not really blocking that time, but just being in the way.
Williams got it again.
He better get a tearaway jersey. That's twice he's gone down with that. And I think the same guy, Blair, brought him down again. Blair Turner. Penalty on the play, holding Titusville. Williams put that ball away. He fumbled it going out of bounds. He's going to put a stop to a drive here, at least for a while. He would have gained about 4 or 5.
Yeah, he on that pitch this time, he just didn't have enough room, I think, to turn that corner.
Last week, WMOD scored a first by carrying a high school semifinal doubleheader on a delay. Well, tonight, another TV first. The 4A game live, followed, of course, by this game on a 90-minute delay, only 90 minutes. 2 games deciding the 4A and 3A state championships. WMOD bringing you the best in sports throughout Central Florida. First and a mile. Back to pass. Big rush on him. Comes across the grain. Intercepted. A lot of field in front of him. Isom gets knocked down by his own man.
Ronnie Mosby made a tackle.
Yep.
Number 63.
David Chester also down there. Well, again, Palatka's got good field position. Never should have thrown that ball.
No, the man wasn't looking even. Came back this side.
There you see Mitchell. He's under big rush. Ball was intended
for
Sullivan. He had room, had the pass bend to the other side. David Chester in on the tackle, too. Well, all the way up to the 49-yard line. 51 yards away from a tie game. 3.5 minutes to get it in. Titusville, you're in a game here. Don't go out just because you think you've got a 14-0 lead. Clifton Reynolds firing over the middle. Beautiful pass. That was completely just no arch, an excellent spiral, but the man was covered so well, he didn't stand a chance. Number 4.
Right out.
Right out, right.
Well thrown ball. We were told this year when we went up to see Palatka play up there that this quarterback was touted to be one of the strongest, one of the best in the state. And he didn't get much of a chance that night, but he really looks good. He's got a great arm.
Big, tall kid. Look at that scouting report to see what exact size and weight is. Going left this time. Flag down on the play. Pass falls incomplete. Mills is the man that knocked it out of him. Well, as you can see there, Pro says it's against Palatka.
That quarterback is 6'3", 210 pounds. He's a senior. He's a big boy.
He looks it. Well, this time it's against Palatka. That's sure going to slow them down. I don't know why they think they have to pass here. They've had 3.5 minutes to work with. Only 50 yards of turf, but they're coming out throwing.
15 big ones.
Well, the main man in charge moves them back 15.
It was the down counts. It was a offensive pass interference.
Yeah, apparently they thought the triple coverage would have been intercepted. 3rd down at 25. Right you are. Men wide left and right. They're not going to take any chances. Drawing up the middle. Number 42, Reno Fells. Well, they gamble on Reno. And Reno picks up about 6 or 7.
Yeah, but that puts them second and a long ways.
Yeah.
4th and 20.
They're going to kick it away.
I don't think they'll fake it this time.
Mitchell, Gaiman, and Eyes back deep for the Terriers. Chris Large, number 80, was the man you saw kicking. Takes a lot of time.
Oh,
Boy, that's
nice
a high.
Nice punt.
That is beautiful.